Again, not only as an executive committee member, but also part of the technology committee. I would take the privilege of introducing not only the speaker, Mr. Kaushik Bhattacharya, but also the subject. In brief, whatever I may add value to it. From CMA, we have already started working on technology-driven activities. We have had a program in Durgapur on cybersecurity, which was very, I understand, I wasn't there, but what I understood from Audit is that it was well accepted by the audience. We have already done a Power BI workshop for our members. And me and Mr. Banerjee, our president, are planning to have a workshop on AI-related topics for mid-management level. So all those will be coming up soon. These are in the pipeline. But today's, why I'm here to introduce, there are two reasons. One is technology committee and the topic says AI. And the second reason is the speaker is an old friend of mine. I've been associated with Kaushik for the last almost 15 years now. It's difficult to introduce him because he's a multifaceted quality person. AI, what I have understood is, AI now is useful or should be inducted, should be made familiar in every sphere of our lives, be that healthcare, be that HR, be that sales and marketing. So everywhere probably we need to have such programs. Thanks to Kaushik that he has agreed to talk on AI for sales. What is it? B2B sales process. I don't understand anything of this.
What is this?
So, yeah, no, this B2B I understand, but the rest of it I don't. Let me introduce Mr. Kaushik Bhattacharya, a visionary business leader with a rich history of over 3 decades in global sales and executive roles. Proven ability to transform sales strategies into comprehensive business successes, fostering innovation, marketing, go-to-market strategy, and long-term profitability across international landscapes. He has expertise in building high-performing teams and delivering sustainable growth in competitive markets. Kaushik is a thought leader on business management, startup mentoring, and has experience in growing business unit from startup to large IT organizations.
Sure.
He is a registered mentor with Startup India. As a mentor, has successfully worked with Department of MSME Government of India, with NASCOM, with Head Start, and continues to support and grow many enterprises. He was part of the core team which formulated IT policies and incentive plans for 8 northeastern states. He is the CEO and co-founder of a digital automation firm called Ranja Digital. He is also a certified independent director. So I hope after this session I'll be able to understand a little bit of
all of them already.
Okay, thank you. Now let's see.
Thank you.
Let's hear.
Thanks for the wonderful introduction.
Most welcome.
Thanks for inviting me, CMA. Today's topic is this is the area where I have lived all my life, which is B2B sales. So some of you are into sales, some of you are into operations and all. But sales is a very interesting subject. Wherever we work,
Great.
we are a scientist, we are into operations, maintenance, or whatever, but our company is selling something. Even our country is also selling something. You know how hard America is trying to sell, starting from weapon to energy to everything, right? So entire world is, even our ISRO is also now selling to entire world. So I have lived all my career, all my life into B2B sales. And I worked in the US, in the UK. I was India CEO of a global company, that also an IT company. Last 40 years, I'm actually mentoring, guiding, giving consultancy to many companies other than IT also. But 90% of them are into B2B. So I have studied very intricately, how we started our journey into B2B sales. We used to go to different companies. When I started, I was an executive, sales executive, trying to sell computers and going to EDP managers. Those days they used to call EDP managers, right? And we used to talk about 486, 286 machines and configurations and so on and so forth. But over the last 3 decades, the B2B sales space has completely changed. First little bit of internet came, then came the digital, after internet things started, getting to change gradually. Then MRP came, then ERP came, and all companies started having automation. And after internet, things were really changing very fast. And as we stand today, B2B contributes to 60% of India's GDP in business, because MSME sector is completely dependent on B2B. They are supplying to some other company. And B2B generates the entire trade and commerce in India. B2B is more than 50% of that. So B2B is extremely important. But B2B sales, after the introduction of internet, gradually started changing. So initial days, now there is only one profession where MR goes to the decision maker or the influencer. Medical representative goes to a doctor and explains the molecule and everything. In any other profession, the decision, till the 70% of the decision, they don't allow any sales and marketing people to go to them or reach them. So how do you actually reach to your target audience? What is the way? How can you reach? You can only reach digitally. Your online reputation, because there are 2 to 3 stages in a buyer journey. One is need identification, second is consideration, third is decision. We can actually have sub-categories under this, broad 3 stages, but it has been seen that up to the 50% of last stage, which is more than 70% of the entire value chain of decision making, people don't allow salespeople or marketing people to directly reach out to them, to directly get in touch with them. Either they go to events, they, get to hear company executives. Most of the time, your company's online reputation management influences your target group or your buyer. So what is the current B2B scenario? 70% is digital, as I am trying to explain. If you look at, every company, their digital presence, online reputation management, their SEO, their everything is actually, so they make the company omnipresent. So whenever you search about them, you get good reputation, good ranking, good testimonial, and you think they are a good company. So they try and build trust. So entire B2B system is actually now data driven. If earlier days, personal contact, personal touch, taking them for a dinner, building rapport and relationship, used to play a bigger role when we were growing. Personal relation is to be very critical. Currently, personal relation does matter, but most of the decisions are data driven. And data talks about the entire landscape of decision making in B2B space. Also, every B2B buyer wants to hear from a salesperson everything personalized. So any sales pitch, any marketing activity is no longer generic. It is completely hyper personalized. So everything that you have to create is as per the account, large account. Suppose your large account is Tata Steel, your large account is NTPC. So as a company that you are trying to sell to those accounts, you really have to create content which is addressing their pain point, which is addressing their solution. There is no generic PPT that you can make and send to a person. So it is not going to serve a purpose. In any organization, decision-making process is multi-stakeholder in B2B space. Even if it is a small company, they have a CA and a small, say 5 crore deal, and owner is going to spend 5 crore or going to take a bank loan. So bank will evaluate, CA would evaluate. But in a large corporate, there is VP Finance, there is CEO, there is all CX level people. Nowadays, CIO is there and all security people, data breach, data protection act, everything comes into play and everybody has a say. So not only the person who has the kitty, who has the budget is calling the shot, but there are other people who are concerned and who also has a say. So any large account where you have a B2B sale to happen, you are targeting, there are multiple people. So your account mapping is extremely important. But in our time, we used to do account mapping by going and meeting people individually. Nowadays, nobody allows that. You cannot even reach. And also, while India is trying to be a major global player, we are targeting accounts in the Europe and Americas and Japan and all. So it is not that you can just fly to Japan and fly to Europe, but sitting in India, you have to engage, you have to identify the right people and engage. Gone are those days when you are in Calcutta means you are only selling to Calcutta accounts. So sitting in Calcutta, you are actually selling globally. So things are very fast changing. So after internet was fine, but suddenly this AI has come in last 3 years. Things have suddenly changed and complete the entire game because of the introduction of AI. What happens in B2B sale? You first try to understand who is your ideal customer. So you make an ideal customer persona. Okay. So starting from there, you try to communicate with them and you understand their pain points. So if for each of this area, my today's subject is for each of this entire cycle, AI, you have a lot of free AI tool which makes your life easy. Some time ago, Gautam Mukherjee sir told that everybody is talking about AI. So AI has to be inclusive. Right, sir?
Morning, sir.
As a son of the soil, as a person from Calcutta, who has sold in Calcutta, who has sold in the US, UK, who has sold in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Bombay, I have lived my life by selling to all B2B accounts. I have noticed one thing, in Calcutta, we know everything, but we are very slow in catching up, in adapting new things. We all know how we missed the IT was in the 70s, and Bangalore became the IT capital. Now also, when I go to Mumbai, when I go to talk to my counterparts elsewhere, they are all using AI tools to crack deals, to talk to major accounts. But in Calcutta, we are still in dilemma if we should actually adapt AI.
Sir.
If AI is destroying humanity, we are all getting into those debates. I have very, very senior people in this room, and also I know I have few, contemporary, and there are a few friends who are junior to me. We all must agree in this room that we cannot stop technology. We have to adapt, we have to accept new technologies for the convenience of ourselves to the extent we are not becoming a slave of the technology. We should be able to use the technology. At least in this room, we would be agreeing to this. So, what AI is doing, AI is helping a salesperson trying to figure out the customer pain points and travel this value chain of identifying a customer, prospecting to the closing, each stage free of cost, which earlier used to spend a lot of time in researching and understanding customer behavior, customer persona, all these things. So AI assistant has become, and also at the same time, if you look at buyer journey, now buyer journey is also non-linear and very complex. They start identifying, then they have an internal discussion if this is needed, then there is an approval process, and your sales journey, maybe you have put in a quotation, you have given a proposal, and we are expecting an order. Actually, they have taken the proposal for budgetary approval or technology approval. But as a company, as a small company, you are thinking that you are going to get the order. But no. Why? Because you could not match your selling journey with client's buying journey. You could not figure out. So, sometime in a large account, suppose Indian Army or Navy, they are purchasing like anything now. Or even very, very large accounts, it is difficult to understand what exactly is their buyer journey. And so buyer journey is non-linear, it is not a straightforward thing. Sometimes project is buying something for the project, but the approval needs to come from IT, also from finance. So things are very complex nowadays. And also when we were growing, we used to talk about our product, excellent benefits and features of our product. So things have completely changed. Things are now extremely value-based. What value? We should not even talk about the product. The value that I am able to give to you through my product, and how exactly it is going to change your life, transform your life, like business objective, and for that matter, sometimes life also. Because of my product, what the value that I am giving to you is going to completely change your life. That is the current thought process of the companies who are targeting large accounts. If I am trying to sell my product, we cannot connect, we cannot touch, because he is not able to understand how it is going to transform his life. So we have to make things as per, and also, let me tell you, value can be of 4 types. I'm saying, sir, that we have to give value to the customer, not the product. Because it is an era of customer experience. We have to manage customer experience. So value are of 4 types. Number 1 is financial value. Directly we can calculate the ROI. So this is the financial value. We all agree, right? When we buy something, we calculate the ROI. We set up a factory, there is a gestation period, and there is an ROI. So anything, we have a financial value. Second value is actually qualitative value. So what is qualitative value? I have a very favorite example. Suppose you have a small kid at house. You want to buy him a bicycle. Kids bicycle. You go to a shop, you find a cycle for 2.5K. You find a cycle for 4K. Also find a cycle for 8K. So what is the price of the cycle? Suppose 4K. But what is the cost of the cycle? Suppose you buy a cycle for 2.5K and the pedal breaks, or the seat is misplaced, or the carrier is, you have to repair. Everyday chain is falling down. So the final cost is unhappiness and agony. So the cost actually is much lesser for a bicycle of 2.5K. But for a cycle of 4K, all these things are not happening. And beyond that, for a cycle of 8K, you have more comfort. So maybe price is lesser for 2.5K, but cost is very high. So the value that you are giving for 4K is much higher.
Okay.
I could explain, right, sir? So everything is now, the third value is actually differentiator value. So what is the differentiator value that you have as compared to your competitors? And the fourth value is a risk value. If you do not work with me, what is the risk that you are going to have? If you work with me, what is the benefit is you are going to have? So risk, insurance, and antivirus, all these are sold on fear, right? So risk, if you can really show someone that this is the risk of not having me in your journey, then you can create a value. So you have to know how exactly to create that, and AI actually is great help in quickly figuring out how exactly you can do the risk assessment in terms of customer value proposition. And also today, the entire relationship of a customer and seller is basically trust dependent. That is the reason why so much of stress on videos, social proof, on LinkedIn people are talking good, and in events people come and speak. So why people are sponsoring different events? From there they create trust. When I talk good about you at some place, it creates a reference and trust for you, which is happening in social media. So that is called word of mouth. That is called warm. In social media, word of mouth is actually called warm. And there are different parameters that you can calculate how much warm your product is getting. So like film review, instead of film critic, you ask another known person in social media whom you trust, whose taste matches with you think. So a doctor, all these things are actually trust based. So nowadays companies move around, the entire business is happening based on, so social proof, digital, all this has become very important. And sales is hybrid. Sir, sales is hybrid. Earlier days, when we started career, we used to go to people, used to open the brochure, to explain, and that is how sales is to happen. Now, entire sales value chain, if you look, still inquiry generation starts through digital. After that, and the same sales team, after that, telesales takes over. From telesales, it goes to a physical sale. Either a client visits to see your facility, or you, I'm talking about B2B, not B2C. For B2C, you can enter into a retail store and buy a shirt and so So last phase, either client visits you or you visit client's place, physically you meet and close. So this trend globally is increasing a lot. And after COVID, in India also, we are having this trend. In Calcutta also, we have a lot of virtual meetings. And finally one day, we meet. And then we close. In some time, in most of the cases, for smaller deals, people don't meet also. After virtual meet and tele-meet, they close the deal. For large meet, and lot of people are generating lead only through digital.
Yeah.
So gone are those days when you physically enter into a company, knock a door, and actually generate a lead. So it is.
Yeah.
So entire sales model is now hybrid. No one is sticking to only one physical or tele or digital. So everything is a mix of entire value chain. And also the entire system, earlier days, sales is to start from the very beginning. Now, marketing is at the beginning. It is digital is creating your reputation, and at the end, sales comes into picture, takes over for marketing, and closes the deal. So they have swapped their position. Sales has become smaller. Marketing has become very large part in where you're creating impression into your customers or TG's mind. Marketing plays a big role. And also, after closing, earlier it used to start from contacting and ending at sales closure. Now, no, the entire cycle never closes, ends at sales closure. It further goes and creates a customer advocacy. You create more and more advocates in the marketplace so that you have an upsell, cross-sell, you retain your customer, and the same customer refers you many more customers. So that is called CX, which is customer experience management. You manage your customers so well that they return you 10 more customers. Because cost of acquisition of a new customer is much higher than retaining a single customer, do upsell, cross-sell, increase the account, and that customer gives wonderful testimonial, and 10 more customers comes because of that. So nurturing a single customer is less costlier than acquisition of a new customer. I think I need to go a little faster, right? So why AI in B2B? Because buyers have changed, and so we also as a seller need to change. Sales team, it has been seen that in researching, in database scratching and all this, report generation, studying, all this, sales team actually wastes 50 to 60% time in non-sale activity. Sales people should always be on sales activity, not doing research and all this stuff.
What?
So all this research actually now is being taken care of by AI. AI improves pipeline quality and forecasting accuracy. So we all people agree that forecasting, yes, please.
Every small question.
Yeah.
So notice the dependability of the data or the strategies which we get through AI, because it is completely dependent on the data which is fed. So I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. They may give out some data from a particular source, we talk from the characters for any particular sector, or say defense or any furniture product. So what is the current status?
See, everywhere we have to keep a cushion of some error. Error is there everywhere. In our general life also, when we go to the road, where there is a chance of accident. So from different cases, we have to understand what is the purity of data, what is the, how truth is the data. Based on that, suppose you find 70% of the data is true. So purity is 70%. Based on that, you have to do the calculation. But entire data is wrong. That is not possible, because you go through different levels of purification, then it reaches you. Unless until you buy data from anybody, you come out of a shopping mall and people say lucky draw, give you a number, and if the data is coming from those sources, then there's a high chance only 20% will be pure. But when it comes to a genuine source data, and you also have an experience, because nowadays, because of digital and AI, you have the freedom of doing a lot of trial and error on data and to understand how much of that data is dependable. So you have that liberty. In earlier days, you give one advertisement in the newspaper, so ad is gone. You put a hoarding, ad is gone. But in digital, every day, every moment, you can tweak based on the feedback that you are getting. Yes, sir.
So the very fact that data is analyzed without cleaning the data is never acceptable.
Never acceptable, correct. So data cleansing, data cleaning is an integral part. So I'm not getting deep into, because I am doing a project with one of the DMs, district magistrate of a particular district, where through AI we are predicting the possibility of school dropouts. It's a social project. My company is doing this, and the DM has his fund. He is allocating from there. So data, the kind of data that I am getting,
For an app.
the DM office people, they have no clue what is data. And they are all giving us all garbage. So my people has to sit and clean and bring data to a format which is acceptable to the tools. These issues are integral problem of the entire system. But we cannot deny data. Currently people say that data is the new oil, right? So why are they saying? Because data is extremely important. To have data, wherever, say today IndusInd Bank came, they'll also ask for the identity data.
So is this causal or is it just this dropout thing? I mean,
I didn't get to say.
I mean, is there or just this dropout that this project and all, or is it like the project that you just mentioned?
Because the purity of data, the DM office, the kind of data they are giving us, because we have to analyze 3-4 years of, migrant workers' children, if midday meal is going, based on that we have to predict what is the probable percentage of school dropout of this particular in the district.
There's another factor to be added there, also elections. Wherever, even in the government, wherever they create the data or where they handle the data, without a blockchain system, they should not have the data also. The reason is that in the entire process of the blockchain, you know where things have changed, things have gone.
Yes, there is a register and who changed, what time changed, it is, you can identify that. In other cases, there is a chance of, mischief. Yes, I agree. So there are different facets of it. And when we do a case study, we will consider all of them into account. But today, I have been allotted 1 hour, so I have to cover everything. If we go deep into it, subject is really, yes, sir.
Just to answer the question, does AI get trained every time we use it? The ChatGPT response of 2022 may not be as good as ChatGPT response of today.
Correct.
Number one. Number two, is there a quality of the prompt? The question that I'm throwing in front of AI, will that determine the quality of the output?
Yes, agreed. And see, in AI, there are 2 types. We have dedicated Q&A section. So, connect. So, sir, AI is of 2 types. One is large language model, which is LLM. Another is you can freshly develop something on your own through Python libraries and all. So that is again a different subject. So why forecasting is really important in sales? Because based on forecasting, we all know, Madam told that I'm a certified independent director. So from that context, I can say for any listed company, forecasting is very important. What I'm doing this quarter, same quarter last year, how much I did, not only for listed company, any startup, any decent sized company, I have to predict, I have to forecast how much business I'm going to do in next quarter or this up to March. It is very important. So when we leave into, where does it come from? It comes from each salesperson. तुम्हारा कितना है इस महीना? It comes from there, goes up to board level. If salesperson's forecasting accuracy is not accurate actually, then the entire forecasting and projection goes haywire. So AI helps us in the entire pipeline quality and the forecasting. It is that forecasting becomes much more accurate. We all know, someone told, personalization at scale is now possible. Every account we can personalize as their pain area is. We can design the solution, and our presentation, our entire business proposition, we can personalize. So why AI gives sales team and makes them superpower? Because trying to understand the. So most of the sales people falter because they cannot identify who is my customer, who is not my customer. They cannot really qualify. They end up chasing a wrong case. End of the quarter, end of the year, they say, the bola tha order dega diya nahi. Actually, he could not qualify them. So I'll just tell how exactly through AI, and also for some of my friends who requested me offline, I share a couple of qualification formulas also. Without AI also, how can you qualify quickly a case, if that is a case and prospect or not a prospect. So data-driven selling beats guesswork. In earlier times, we used to do a lot of guesswork. Is a good man, is likely to be given the order and all. Now everything is data-driven. When the facility is available, we must use the facility. So same team can perform. I have experienced it before coming here and giving the presentation. Last, as I mentor many companies in sales, applying sales like Apollo.ai or Signal Hire, which can find contact detail of any person. So you have to put the LinkedIn ID and it will fetch the contact detail from Signal Hire. So I have applied AI in bits and pieces. There is a one calling app called Runo. I've applied that. The small additions has made the same salespeople perform 50 to 60 times better, because they know which case to follow, what is the case, what is not a case, what is the negotiation strategy that I should follow. We know, better alternative to a negotiated agreement partner. So all these are now, embedded in the AI tools which you can use. And there is no question of losing humanity in using all these AI tools. Competitors are already using AI. So I want my city people also to use AI, because in Bombay, Bangalore, all these sales people, they are really using AI and closing deals. And I come from Kolkata, I know who can sell in Kolkata. A salesman in Kolkata is a super salesman elsewhere, because there is so much of difficulty in selling Kolkata, because everybody calls to salespeople to acquire knowledge. There are plenty of time, they will hear everything from you, and after that, any case, it never progresses. They go. Let's see. Common problem. But in Bombay and all, people only call you when they really need you. They don't waste their own problem also. So I find in professional areas like Bombay, Bangalore also, people are using AI not only for Indian accounts, but to crack global accounts. So if you want to really crack global accounts, you need to use tools which has contact detail of because in the US, whenever you call, it goes to the answering machine. You can never reach the person. You need to leave a voicemail. So you're trying to crack. So I will tell you some of the tools quickly. So you all know this. I'll skip these points for the paucity of time. It helps leader makes smarter decision. We know, whenever I'm already working, my team is working on the fly because app is installed in my mobile. The boss or the headquarters, people are already getting reports. It is not that end of the day in like odd time, need to fill daily call report, it will be going through a book and all. The salesperson is working in the field and headquarters is getting reports. And it is so fast. So people at the leadership, they can take smart decisions. So let us understand what are the different stages in ideal B2B sales cycles, different stages. Number one is ideal customer persona or ideal customer profile. So who is my customer? Demography wise, gender wise, income group wise, urban rural wise, psychology wise, like you said, Gen Z, millennials. So who is my ideal customer? I need to first understand that. So it starts the journey from there. Then I need to do prospecting. I need to understand, I understand their behavior. I need to communicate. So I need to do prospecting. I need to do a lot of research on that account. So what is their current plan? Now every research is done on the fly, correct? We use ChatGPT, everybody uses ChatGPT, but there are other tools also. And we have to reach out to them with the proposition which fits. For simple mail writing, nowadays we see what are the current projects they are doing or what project they have done in last year or in 6 months. And whenever we write a mail, we build the context, we do the context setting, then only write a mail. So that you find that mail valuable, otherwise that mail will go to a spam or you will ignore the mail. But if I can hit the right chord, then the mail is valuable. So outreach. And we have to qualify a case. If this is a right case or not a right case. Then we will give a demo. We are selling ERP, you need to arrange for a demo. Send a proposal. We have to get into a negotiation. We need to close after negotiation and then we need to look at the growth of the account. Once we onboard an account, we need to grow the account. Correct? So we now let us understand stage 1, ideal customer profiling. So there are a lot of AI free tools. So number 1 tool is ChatGPT. And ChatGPT paid version or free version is really powerful. Let us accept it. It's extremely much powerful than Gemini and Copilot. So when you understand the entire account, ChatGPT really helps a lot. There is something called Gemini Sheet plugin. It works very well on the Gmail, on Google, on different tools of Google, and on the entire customer database. If you feed your existing customer, they have been your customer, and you are trying to launch a new product. So suppose this new product, will this go really well? And on whom, out of this entire database, on whom this product will go well? For that, on the fly, it decides this, because you have known who is your ideal customer for this product. We have designed that persona, ideal customer persona. So on that database, suppose you have 10 years of legacy database. On that, it will quickly, on the fly, decide, create a pie. These are the people who are best suited for this new product, new launch. So you don't need to randomly write to everybody. It will discard some, it will present. Suppose out of 10,000 people, they will say these 2,000 people are good for this new product. It will happen on the fly in Google Sheet plugin. So you don't need to come out of the Google and do an Excel and again come back. So it will happen on the fly. It is a free tool. So obviously the .ai, it is a very popular tool and it gives you predictive analytics, how exactly it gives many other things. But the key thing which it gives is how the account is going to behave in near future. Because sir, when you buy a share, you do a lot of study, right? How exactly this share is going to perform in coming days or months or years. So similarly, based on company's investment on some new area, suppose say Excite, they have invested in EV batteries. So your obviously your AI would tell you that you are manufacturing some part of EV battery. So Excite is investing in new factory in EV battery. So probably this is a good match. So obviously .ai do entire analytics. So and also predict you what is going to be the buying pattern in coming days. And you are free to note down all these tools or take screenshot and please use at your free time and explore this tool. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay? So, choto company, majari company, 1% company can use all these tools to identify and do things very fast. And otherwise, you have to go through Google and search. So, on top of Google, I am here today to share some of the very useful tools which you can use in your daily life And so AI is basically for speed and scale. Because the world has post-COVID and post-introduction of AI, the world has become very fast. Every day changing. Every quarter it is changing. It used to change fast. It has now changing faster. So then prospective. Apollo.ai. It has got 275 million plus company records with contact data. And you give all authentic, all latest, and they are updating every day this data. So Apollo primary version is free. Apollo has a paid version also. So we all use Apollo in our daily life every day. We people who belong to IT industry, whenever we are trying to contact an Indian company or US company, Europe company, or decent sized Indian company, we do the research and study over Apollo. And we find out whom to contact for this case within the company. Because in a large account mapping is very difficult. You spend lot of time in understanding the entire account and whom to contact. So Apollo is huge. And it also has a campaign management tool. You can run a campaign. You can integrate any other campaign management tool with this. And Apollo does tons of things, which is extremely helpful. Clay.com. This is not free, but this automatically does the prospecting for you and drills out the best account from Google, from LinkedIn, from internet. It digs out the best account matching with your ideal customer persona that you have created. Right? So on each product, 1 hour can be spent on giving a demo and all. It is not the purpose today. Phantom Buster. It works very well on LinkedIn. And it finds out the right person from the LinkedIn and creates very engaging kind of content on your behalf and reaches out to the target customer who are LinkedIn and does the prospecting for you. So Phantom Buster, it works out of LinkedIn also, but works very well on LinkedIn. Perplexity. I have my office colleague Diptojit sitting here, and for my all research work, he does on Perplexity since last close to 2 years, right, Diptojit? So whenever we have to research anything, Perplexity is valuation. It is created by one Indian boy, and its valuation has reached Google's valuation, correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah, sold it.
sold it. And so huge. And it gives you all sorts of research and in detail. The free version also gives you a lot of detail. So your study time, your research time, because when you have to prospect, you have to really know great deal of detailing about that particular account. Nowadays, you just can't go and knock someone that I have come with my product. People will say, what is the value for me? So to convey value, you have to do this much of homework and then go like a smart person whom the other person would actually embrace and like. So again, perplexity, not repeating. So last summarizer, it does what? It is suppose you are HDFC Bank. Your site is huge. I want to sell to HDFC Bank or Jaguar Land Rover or Tata Group. These websites are huge. So there are bot. This is a bot actually. It will go to the entire site and extract relevant data, make a summary table and give it to you in minutes. So entire content, it will scroll and give you a quick sheet of which you need actually. Fine? So this is website. Mail material. It mainly works very well on Google. Mail material. But this automation is as per the customer. It is not as per you. What customer likes, what time customer would open the mail, it researches everything and compiles your mail and writes your mail and sends customer at that particular time. So open rate is higher. It has got more detail actually.
Everything is done automatically.
Automatically, completely. You just give instruction, it does. Then you get the report.
Just small question. Does it not help for the privacy issues?
No, see, every country now has a data protection act. All these tools are abiding by that. Otherwise, in USA, in Europe, GDPR, India also has data protection. None of these tools would be allowed. So, Indian data protection law is the best law in the world and most stringent. And the penalty is also 250 crore, right? We all know this. So they have to safeguard themselves first before doing business. So AI, you just please use these tools for once and just see what marvel they are doing. So LinkedIn Scrapper is another tool based on LinkedIn, which crawls around LinkedIn and finds out, because LinkedIn has its own tool called LinkedIn Sales Navigator, where this tool works much better. It completely crawls out all the data of about your lead research, what kind of data you're publishing, what kind of article, where are you going in LinkedIn, your journey within the LinkedIn, and because of that they define your character. So who you are, what do you like within LinkedIn, what is your activity, so they understand what is your persona. If your persona fits with my purpose, and then they do the prospecting.
Is that paid tool or free?
This is free.
These are all free.
Or free. Only two tools I have said. One is $20 and this is $30 written. These tools are paid. Every tool has a free version, and the higher versions are like paid version and all.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
For example, in prospecting tools, can I have industry, typically some industry?
Industry basis. Yes, geography basis. So everything is, see, these are very extremely smart and intelligent tool. And once you start using, these are like dashboard is flying. You don't need to break your head to find things. These are easy to find so that a novice person can also use it. So everything is psychology based, industry based, geography based, all sorted.
Okay, so
Because most of the tools are being developed by Gen Z. So we talk a lot of negatives about Gen Zs, they can't adjust, they don't work extra, all these things. But also most of the AI tools, definitely some senior people are guiding them, but this workforce is definitely Gen Z. So the purpose of this research is extract business priorities of your account, because you will talk to me if I serve your purpose. So I need to understand what is the business priority of my prospect.
good.
Then only the prospect would talk to me. So extract business priorities and summarize in a report format. So outreach, personalization. So you have to reach out to people, right? And your reaching out has to be very personalized. It cannot be one mail, everybody in BCC goes to people, and so it has to be. So all this personalization is done by tool, because you are given the criteria. See, there are many email tools since last 15 years, and even our earlier days also there was mail merging system and all. So name would be automatically put from the database. So those kind of intelligence I'm not talking about. Those are pre-written time. So now Lavender.ai, email writing assistant, what it does? It researches, understands customer psychology, that person's psychology, but because it follows that person's web journey, and then understands what the person's psychology, where is the value, and what person needs, and writes a very nice email on your behalf, so that person responds. That is the primary job. But It also gives you a lot of data, statistics, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But primary thing is, it makes your life easy. Most of the time, who has worked in sales, by the way, can raise hand. You also, so many people. See, nowadays, last 20 years, it is a challenge that you send a mail and the person never responds.
Yeah.
So, lavender.ai writes a mail to a prospect where prospect response chance is possibly more than 98%. So it is creating a magic. And it is a free. Initial version is free. You can try it.
Yes.
So instantly.ai, very, very popular tool. In Kolkata also, a lot of our friends are using instantly.ai. It, you have to send mail, cold mail automation with lot of statistics, graphs, and giving a lot of value to you so that you understand what to send, what not to send, when to send. You give and it sends. So mail automation instantly.ai. ChatGPT you all know. So there are many email personalization tools available. These are some of them. And they sequence automation, when to send, and it's also automatically it can send the second response also very quickly. And that response, they say, because as you use more, they learn better and send response on your behalf even better, sometimes better than that you could do. So suppose you scratch your head and think what to answer to this mail because they have responded. But if you take their help, they will respond better than you. But I am telling my daughter every day, Hinadi knows her, that don't use ChatGPT. Use your brain. When time will come, please use it. Now use your brain. Then she tells me, you are using ChatGPT, you are asking me. I am saying that develop your brain, then use ChatGPT as per your whim. Don't be a slave of AI tools, because we know the subject. We have lived sales. We breathe sales. We have known sales for so long that we can use a tool for convenience and better result. I am again saying as a disclaimer, don't be slave of AI tools. Use it at your discretion for your benefit. So qualification. Can someone tell any qualification formula? How to qualify a customer if this is my case or not a case? Very good. This is the first qualification formula that I learned in my life from my then boss. His name was Mr. Biplab Dor. He told me, man. I said, man, me or man. That time I was a boy actually. So I said, yes, man. What man? I could not answer. Then he said, money, authority and need go to these people who has money, means budget, and has the authority to decide, and has a need. After some time I realized, this is not a good qualification criteria. Sir, any idea why? Because there is no timeline. So you have money, you have need, because you will buy 5 years later. So there is no timeline. So this is not my case for now. Correct? So the next qualification formula, the most popular qualification formula globally is BUNT. Budget, authority, need, timeline. Someone who has budget, now if I explain BUNT, I can keep explaining BUNT for more than 1 hour. Whose budget, who is going to approve, money from whom, company's budget or World Bank's budget or ADB's budget or Government of India's budget. So budget also can be defined in many ways. Okay? So there are so many ways that you can define budget. Keep defining budget. So that day in a company, 20 salespeople are sitting and I asked everyone to define budget. Everybody defined budget in their own way. So when you come across a formula, you have to apply your mind that what is there inside a formula which is not told, with my experience I can explore. So budget, authority. So in authority, there can be like who is giving the budget, who is the project head, who is the influencer. Sir, you buy a flat, money is yours, but your wife is influencer, right? So we all know it's not a B2B case, but just for example, surf targeted, दाग अच्छा है, surf targeted younger people, दाग अच्छा है, but indirectly they targeted their mothers to buy surf because they will have to ultimately wash the clothes and dirty clothes. But दाग अच्छा है, but that kid is saying दाग अच्छा है. So authority sometimes is seen to be with someone, but actually with someone else. In most of the large account, we fail to understand someone is sitting with us, is a proxy, is not the authority. In a large account, there are so many people, so many stakeholders that we fail to understand who is the real authority. And there are most of the times multiple stakeholders and multiple authorities, right? So, sir, there are another qualification formula called metrics. Metrics that for this particular purpose, what is the number that you want to achieve? Metrics. E is economic parameter that you are trying to gain. ME. Double D. D, first D is decision criteria for this project to award.
Yes.
Second D is decision process. Okay. Then I is identify pain. And last is C, which is champion. That means within that account, you have to find a person who will champion your cause internally. Like, large defense deals, they find a prop inside. Correct? In any case, from younger days, what we used to do, we used to sentimentally get attached to a person and who would advocate us internally within the meeting. Then, Kaushik is good. This very, will give us good support and all this stuff.
So to feel that there is an impact of relationship marketing?
Yes, of course. Here it is important.
Without AI?
No. See, AI is not everything. We have to, today we are having a session that doesn't mean AI is be all and end all. But we have to use AI as a tool smartly. It doesn't mean that people who is not using AI should not exist. Our personal relationship, today we are here physically because I know 4 people in this room, 4 to 5 people who has come here because they have personal relationship with me. And I can count them, I can mention their name. They saw that I would be coming here and speaking, they decided that they will also come. They know me. So that is the relationship. So I have to find a champion who will, find a person who will champion my cause internally. So that is Medic's formula. Sir, I won't leave you. I will give you, if you can note it, it will give you immense benefit. Another qualification formula. I know 7 to 8, buland qualification formula. This I am giving you, please, you may please note it down. GPCT BA, bracket C stroke I. G P C T B A, bracket C stroke I. Now I will explain. Okay? So G, there is another formula called CHAMP. There are many formulas. But this formula is Brahmastra. If you apply this formula, there is no way you cannot qualify a case. And you cannot handle objection. And you cannot negotiate well and close it. This we have learned very hard way from our seniors. I still I still have my headaches, but I learned it maybe 10 years ago. So goal, G is goal. So what is the goal of that account? What they are trying to achieve? What is the goal? Goal. P, I need to tell in short actually. So P is plan. To achieve that goal, what is their planning? Why, sir? Because you have to be their gap partner. You have to close a deal. You have to close a deal. You are here. You will go there. I need to be your gap partner. I need to be a vehicle to take you from here to there. That is the main motto. I need not sell. I need not sell. Sale will happen. That is the collateral thing. If I am able to give value, if I am able to solve your problem or able to take you through your journey, being your partner from here to there, then sale will automatically happen. If I sell, he will say, salesman has come. If I help, support, then they will say, savior has come. Their entire outlook towards me will be different. Right? So, what is their plan? For that plan, time is up.
Okay.
So what the rules are generally phase?
Yes?
It have to that part it is
This start the
I will
Go with
Get first this to combining in a bottom.
go there.
You haven't checked the literature. I'm going to like the wrong tourist.
Create a day session.
Exactly. We need a workshop.
Yes, workshop.
There.
Yeah.
So that way it is. So
CM revenue will come from USA to the process.
I'm sure you like up.
goal plan GPC challenge. What are the probable challenges in front of them to travel the path in that plan? Okay? Challenge. So again, you can go deep into their challenge. There are so many large accounts, like in a power plant, in a large deals. This kind of formula is actually applied. You have to create a buyer persona. There is a buyer persona diagram. You need to do your homework, fill that buyer persona. AI can create that buyer persona quickly for you. Now it is. But in our time, we used to do on a piece of paper this entire buyer persona. GPC T, timeline, T. So what is the timeline by which they have to complete this project? Otherwise, World Bank Bangladesh সব প্রজেক্টে তো ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংকের টাকা ফেরত চলে যায়, এডিবির টাকা ফেরত চলে যায়। So in our state, central government money goes back. In some other places, some budget is there, so or some other timeline is there, right? We have to understand what is the timeline in their mind. GPCT, B is definitely budget. Again, we can deep, go drill down into budget. CTB, A, authority. Again, you can keep explaining authority. Now, very important, why this formula is unique? Under bracket, I say, Pradipto, C, consequences. If they do not go, suppose I am selling SAP to someone, prospecting. If they do not take SAP, what is the consequence? If they go for SAP, but do not take from me, what is the consequence? I is impact. If they go with me, what is the positive side of it? So, if I understand and if I do my homework well, when I engage with customer, when I explain the entire thing, it is bound, they'll stick to me and they'll only go by you, what I say. The advice I give, because to them, I'm not a salesperson. To them, sir, I'm their consultant. I'm giving a solution. And I'm working as a doctor. So purpose in today's time in B2B sales is that you work as a doctor where patient comes and surrenders in front of you. It takes a lot. Your knowledge, your authority. Sir, authority comes from knowledge. Authority comes from responsibility. Authority doesn't come by showing attitude. Authority comes from a willingness to help your account. So all this put together gives you a high authority, like with patient and doctor kind of relationship. So GPCTBA, CNI, okay? Now, fireflies, what it does, you have a conversation with your client and it records. And from there, it has qualification formula embedded, and it tells if this is the right case, it is qualifying to continue further or not continuing. Okay? Fathom, as the meaning says, it is a meeting assistant, because most of the cases, initial meetings are over phone in the US. So all these tools originated from US. But nowadays in physical meet also, like today a meeting, nowadays people put a recorder on and then they put the recorder thing on Fathom. And it decodes, it understands human behavior and psychology, and it suggests that this is a qualified case or not a qualified case. Because it has learned, it has tons of samples. From there it has understood what is a buying signal, what is a Kati Deva signal. So it has gone through all this and learning, it is a tool is rich because of its learning. Any AI tool. Great. So you have a video meeting recorder, and it analyzes the body language and the speech, everything, and it says this meeting is a positive meeting. Doesn't matter if Ankur, you and I smile, shake hand and go, but it will analyze a lot of other prospect, told, untold, and suggest as a video analyzer, meeting as an analyzer, that if this is a good case or not a good case. So they give a scoring, they give a tier 1 qualification, tier 2 qualification, tier 3, and they give scoring, like this scores this much. So you have to decide, with this score, if I will go with these people or I will drop them, and again catch them after 6 months. So that you have to take it on. First minute?
Yeah.
5 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah. She probably tells you itself.
Fat যাচ্ছি demo for demo. See, ChatGPT I'm not discussing, we all know ChatGPT. TLDV again summarize the meeting and prepares a demo and puts those lines which the customer is expecting to, because we sometimes miss many things. The AI is not going to miss. The customer said many things in between lines. So this will catch and this will put those things in my demo and presentation. So that, and Gamma creates sales deck on the fly to give pointers, it will prepare the deck. So persona-based demo, and what are the objection is going to come, it will predict that. So proposal creation, we all know about Canva. Notion AI also is a great tool. ChatGPT, writing, we are doing every time. So proposal drafting, ROI calculator, because in a proposal, in a large project, sometimes it is difficult to show 5-year ROI and all, great calculations, mainly for large banks, funded project, hydro power project, a large project. You need those kind of projections. You're coming with a fast steel power plant. So ROI calculation is a great help. Negotiation tool is also there. These two tools, GOM, it understands the pain and creates value during negotiation. It gives you, prompt, the talk on this, offer this on your behalf. So it helps you, assists you. That this is the thing that, so there are different negotiation formula, as I was telling, right? So negotiation can be a whole day workshop. So this negotiation basics are embedded. When to give pressure, when to have a defense, when to come in a win-win situation. So all these are embedded. And Otter is very good in drafting large agreement, 100-200 patar agreement হচ্ছে. Manually you may miss something and we will find the impact after 5 years. So you cannot let it go. I'm talking about large deals. Stamp paper এই বিশাল একটা এগ্রিমেন্ট আছে, and ফ্ল্যাট কিনলেই তো আমরা এত মোটা একটা এগ্রিমেন্ট দেয়, আমরা পড়ি না, বিকজ ইউ আর বাউন্ড উইথ দি হোম লোন কোম্পানি, পড়ে কোনো লাভ নেই, ওটা আছে ফিক্সড টেমপ্লেট। বাট ওয়েন ইউ হ্যাভ আ সে, say Otter tells that you give a counter line. The draft that they have sent, you generate a counter line here. So Otter gives you that way. Last slide I will come. I'll leave after that. Account growth, because finally you need to grow the account, right? So HubSpot is a wonderful tool. Zoho Zia, this is creates more opportunities within the account. Actually, nowadays, so many things are coming. Video analytics has come. So looking at the video, you can tell how much is the footfall in a retail store, in a shopping mall. Who are ladies, gents, age group, Gen Z, all this stuff. Suppose you only sell CCTV. Tomorrow you are outdated. Someone will come with the entire analytics and sell the CCTV analytics. So say only single CCTV player is out. So in a large account, this Zoho Zia will tell these are the upcoming opportunities and these are the upcoming threats. So you plan accordingly and work accordingly. So obviously .ai already told it gives lot of predictive models. So upsell, cross-sell, and who is the customer who I'm going to lose? Because one line, sir. Because most of the cases, customer has a psychology, not to tell anything, but quietly move away from you. There are very few cases where customer fight with you.
Right.
Our guy, waiter as a dal fele dilo, ami jogda korte pari. But most of the cases, customer quietly leaves you. Vodafone leave kore Airtel chole gelo. So Vodafone has a churn analysis tool, which I sold to Vodafone 10 years back when I was in Mumbai. Vodafone could analyze in all 22 circles who are the people who will churn out. So they will run a campaign, they'll again bring him back. So churn prediction, all these tools are there. So my lead to meeting rate, my meeting to opportunity, my win rate, my proposal cycle time, my forecast accuracy, all these will increase. So I'll end here and thank you for listening to me carefully. Hearing me, thank you very much.
So, thanks a lot, sir. May I request our president to in fact, Tikam
All right.
Anatum sir, usually members. Sir, please, a memento of appreciation from the CMS and the office.